Hello everybody, this is an EGG21 production, and it's episode 2 of our Big Project build series. So let's go into our city. I haven't particularly done that much work recently because I've been a bit busy, but I have done a little bit. So as you can see, I've extended the core up, and I've actually extended it up as high as I want the building to go. So you see the top of there, that's going to be the top of the building as I plan it at the moment. Also, these are, as you can see, I've marked out where each floor is going to be. So that's the first floor, second floor, third floor, fourth floor, etc. Another thing that I've done is I've marked out built the bottom wall, the lower wall, for the ground floor, and I've also put doors in all 4 sides of the building, and they're triggered by stone pressure plates. Also, what I've done is I've marked out where I'm going to put the windows, like on the ground floor, and it's going to follow the same pattern on each floor, so 2 bricks from the bottom of the floor and then 2 blocks apart. And also what I've done is I've built a glass pillar thing here, and it's going to go all the way up to the top of the build, and I'm going to have that all the way up there, and say every 10 blocks or every 5 blocks I'm going to put a little lamp in there to give a nice lighting effect. Also, I have completed the basement, completely and utterly finished it. And here we go, I'm going to show you down here. I built this staircase up, and this is the first floor of the basement. It's got the cascading light sequence effect with the lever. And if you go down these stairs, you go back to the bottom floor of the basement, which I finished, or almost finished, last video, where it's got the same sort of sequence effect. Got the same sequence type effect as the floor above. As you can see, you've got the core coming up, and that's going to go right to the top of the building, right smack bang through the centre, because it's the centre of my entire project. That's near enough it for what I've built. I've done a little bit of planning as to what I want the aesthetics of the building to actually look like as a whole, and this is it over here. It's a small, very small scale model of what that's going to be. So I was thinking having 2 floors where it's wide, and then 2 floors or 1 floor where it's a bit thinner, and then just keep going up to the top, and then maybe having a nice pyramid or lighting effect on the top right up there, or something like that. I think I said in one of the previous videos that I was going to bring it up to 150 blocks high. I've decided that that's possibly a bit too high. While I was planning it out, I didn't realise how high it actually is, and this is 80 blocks, so it would have been more or less double the size of this, and maybe that's a bit too high, but so I've planned it out to about 80 blocks, which is what I'm thinking is what I'm going to do. So here we go, let's get into the sped up highlight footage. Here I am, I'm planning out where I'm going to put the walls for the outside of the building. I've just finished that, and I've marked it out with stone blocks, because that's what the building's going to be made out of. Also, I was putting in stairs all around the building so you can just walk up to it, and I'm just, or was just, building up the floor. Now if you remember from in the last video, I was doing these little tracks for my redstone lamps. I'm just digging all the way around the perimeter, if you will, of the elfin tower, and this is just in the basement. Then what I did, and what I am doing, is putting redstone all around the edge so we can send the current all the way around the edge to the redstone lamps, and I'm just joining up the redstone there. Then what I did was put the little circuit thingy where I'm gonna put the lever in. So I'm gonna put the lever just here. As you'll see, I'll put it in a minute. And I'm gonna use this lever to be the light switch to turn off all of the lamps. So then I started placing down the lamps, as I did before, at the intervals, and after I finished, this is me testing all of the lamps, checking that they worked, and they worked perfectly. So after I'd finished checking the lamps and building them, of course, I went all around the inside, filling the basement walls with stone block things. And I filled it all the way around from bottom to top, just like I did in the basement that you saw in the previous video. After I'd finished lining the inside of the basement, I am now finishing off the flooring that I started earlier on, and of course before I totally finished the flooring, I needed to finish off covering the core in glass, and then after I'd done that, I totally finished the flooring off altogether. Now I needed a way to get up and down, so I built a staircase just as I did in the previous video. So here it is, me building the staircase. And I'm bringing it just over the top of where I'm putting the lever for the light switch, so you can come straight down the stairs and pull the lever. Now what I'm doing is I'm planning how tall I want my building to be. So I'm bringing the core up as high as I want it to be, and then what I'm doing is I'm building in where I want each floor to be, so there's a 5-block headway between each floor. Then after I had finished planning where the floors are going to be, I started building the outside lower walls to the building, and every place where you see me putting a gap, I'm putting in these doors. Now I put 3 doors originally, but then I decided that 3 doors didn't really work particularly well, so I decided to only have 2 doors so they would open a bit smoother. And I'm triggering the door with stone pressure plates. After that, I started building up the outside walls. Here you see me building up the second layer, and then I started putting in the glass pillars around the outside corners of the build, just around the edges. So I'm just building them up now. Then I planned out where I'm going to put the windows on my project, and this is basically what I managed to do this episode. So thank you very much for watching. This was an EGG21 production. Goodbye.